Yo, yo, what's up? This is me, DMC, and the place to be, 123. The place to be is right here on Breaking Records Radio.
What's up? This is Darryl.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice.
This is Ad-Lib.
Yo, what up? This is Specs One.
This is Special K.
Hot Rock's motherfucking Scrat MC.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out, man.
Alright, 1 2 1 2, Breaking Records Radio and the place to be. You know how it is. And here we go.
Here we go.
You know, we got the legendary one half, well I guess 1/3 technically, of the legendary hip hop group Run DMC in the place to be with us right now.
What's happening?
DMC, Derek McDaniels, how's it
What's
going?
going on? What's all good?
How's it going, man?
Very good, very good.
Yeah? And so, I actually have seen, I wanted to get tickets with Lindsay here to go see it. Unfortunately, we weren't able to. But you guys just reunited, you and Run, to do a joint in Detroit recently, did you not?
Oh, yes, we played Shane Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, over the since 2012, we've done about 6 festivals. We're only sticking to
Just festivals
or big radio shows for stations that we like.
Yeah. People you got to get a repertoire
Right,
with.
exactly.
Yeah, that was.
But you know, it's not like it's Run DMC was Run DMC and Jam Master Jay.
Yeah.
This just gives people an opportunity to see me and Run on stage again together.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of like if you go to a festival and you go, yo, Ringo jumped on stage with Paul McCartney last night, he was sick. It's one of those. So it's not like Run DMC's back together touring. Because Run DMC is Run DMC and Jam Master Jay.
Yeah, because I actually seen you in your Vlad interview as well when you were talking specifically about that. And you're like, if you take my drummer away, you know, the Beatles aren't gonna, you know.
Exactly. We can't replace our drummer.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, Jay was the whole band.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was the band.
And a lot of people aren't even today can't do what Jay was doing.
No, it's crap. Right. Exactly. I mean, all the DJs like Jazzy Jeff, KG from Naughty by Nature, Terminator X, Maceo from De La Soul, Ali Shaheed, all of those dudes, all of those groups was influenced by Jay. Like, yo, he's playing with the vinyl the whole concert.
Yeah.
And it was more of a tribute to Grandmaster Flash and Grand Wizard Theodore and Kool Herc, because there's no hip hop if there's no DJ.
Yeah.
If you go to a show and there's no DJ, there's a guy rapping. But you can't technically call it a hip hop show because hip hop is DJ playing the music.
Yeah.
And you doing your rap to what the DJ's doing, not pre-recorded, not no DAT machine, not no playback, vinyl. When we did Live 8, we used vinyl. When we did our concerts, we used vinyl.
Even like up until through like...
Up until Jay passed away.
It was always vinyl.
All live.
That's insane.
Yeah, all live, so...
Because you see a lot of old school DJs, they have succumbed at times. Like DJ Premier is one of my favorite DJs and producers.
Ever.
And like he's come to the term to start to use Serato and things like that.
Yeah,
right?
well,
like,
it makes it convenient.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, it makes it
plug
convenient.
in crates and crates of
you don't have
records
to
around.
bring the crates around no more.
Yeah.
But DJ Premier and all DJs will tell you, you're not a DJ unless you touch the vinyl.
Yeah.
DJ Scratch, they all use technology. Technology made it convenient, technology made it efficient, you could move places quicker, you could carry your whole library with you. But you're not a DJ unless you can pick up that vinyl record and put it on and perform.
Yeah. And with that said too, one of my favorite joints from you guys, because it really shows a conveying of using vinyl to its full extent, but beats to the rhymes.
Oh, yeah.
It literally sounds like you guys...
Well, we recorded the rhymes first over a generic beat.
Oh, really? And then he
took the
chopped...
beat away, and then Jay came and put all the music to what we had just recorded. We did the routine.
Yeah.
Over generic beat. Beats to the rhyme, all of that. Then we removed the backing beat and built a record. That's why we called it Beats to the Rhyme.
Oh, okay.
Because usually it's the beat first and then you put the rhymes to the beat. No, it was the reverse way.
And I always wondered how you guys did that joint, because I remember the first time I listened to that, like I'm much younger than the, you know, I wasn't around when you guys put the record out, but
right.
I went back and I dug in the crates and everything, and when I first when I saw it blew my mind. I was like, people were making records like this? Like, well, they weren't, you guys.
Yeah, when we came out, it was kind of ahead of its time.
Yeah.
People didn't get it at first. People, because it was a transition of, it was coming from the old school into the next generation of, you know, rocking, big lyrics and stuff like that. But our shows was always based on performance energy.
Yeah.
So when we did that song there was like 1981, or no, that song was like 1979 before Rapper's Delight. That's how we was doing it. You put the breakbeat on, and then you rhyme about your DJ. You show that you have the most vicious rhymes. You show that you have the most lyrical skill. You show that you have an attack. So when we did that, it was kind of like saying, okay, hip hop is changing, but if you can't do this, then you ain't really down.
Yeah, word up. And with that being said, actually, too, well, I was curious, I'll ask that after, but what was the first hip hop show you ever seen?
My first first hip hop show live ever seen was Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5.
Oh, yeah?
1983.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, at the what was the name of that club? At Roseland.
Okay.
New York City, 54th Street, I think.
Yeah.
It was Grandmaster Flash, and they were huge. Flash and them were stars back then. And it was Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 was my first show that I saw live.
That's insane.
Because prior to that, everything that I heard was on tapes.
Yeah. Yeah, because back then, if you want something, you had to get it.
You had to get it on the tape,
yeah.
or somebody, if you was outside of New York, somebody would send you the tape in the mail, or you would have to wait till your friend came to your town from, yo, he's coming from New York, yo, make sure you bring some Red Alert, or bring some Mr. Magic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it was. So for me, it was the same way. I live in Queens, but everything was coming out of the Bronx and Manhattan. So I heard before Rappers Delight, I heard all these guys. Zulu Nation, Furious 5, Treacherous 3, Funky 4+1, but I had no idea what they looked like because there was no album covers, there was no MTV.
Music videos,
It was just the cassette tape in the box and the tape recorder.
Oh yeah, wow,
And you just heard the beats, the rhymes, and you know, you would try to imagine, okay, what does this guy look like? So sometimes when you saw them in person,
you're like, what?
They didn't look like they sounded. You know what I'm saying? So it was the same way. I don't care if it was Japan, I don't care if it was Canada. New York was where everything was at.
Yeah.
So people in Connecticut and Jersey and Virginia and all of this stuff was coming out of New York. So it wasn't until the albums and MTV that people could put a face to the music.
Yeah. And then one last thing before we do move on from it is I was just curious, who do you guys actually have DJ for you when you guys do the collaborative?
Run has a
show?
DJ that he works with when he does his gigs called DJ Rreckords.
Okay.
And my DJ Charlie, he's here tonight, DJ Charlie Chance. So that we're comfortable.
Yeah.
Because after Jay passed away, Run, you know, he still does his stuff, I still do mine. We use both DJs when we perform
So you're both
together.
in your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because our DJs know what each of us like.
Yeah.
So if you combine it, it makes the show go smoother.
Yeah. That's the closest thing you could probably get to.
Exactly. And they know Jay's show.
Yeah.
As DJs, they both know Jay's show, so they go back and forth. Like Dougie Fresh does with Chill Will and Barry B.
Yeah.
Dougie Fresh always had two DJs. So we do that setup.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I hope I get the opportunity to even see you guys rock.
We'll be back.
Yeah, you think you don't do Toronto sometime?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Oh, no, yeah.
Awesome. And so with that being said, anyways, I know you've dealt with substance abuse issues in the past.
Yes.
And I was just curious, like, how do you feel about, because in your time, like, I never heard you might have mentioned maybe drinking a 40 once or twice or something. You might have mentioned it. But, like, as far as I know, DMC, you guys never talk about that. But how do you feel about, like, the current state of hip-hop where that's actually glorified? Like, being an addict is, like, you know, you got like, people like Future with Molly, Percocet, and you got stuff like that coming out, and, like, these are, like, hit records.
No, it's what it's doing is it's making it cool to be a drug addict.
Yeah.
That's not cool. In my generation, we sniffed a lot of coke. A lot. I wasn't a weed guy. I was more Old English 40 ounces.
Yeah.
And Bacardi rum. But we never put those images, ideas, and concepts on our records because we didn't want to make it a social norm.
Yeah.
What I mean by that? people get high. But we didn't want to make it seem like something that was cool to do.
Yeah.
It's not cool to get high. It's not cool to get intoxicated. It's cool to, have a drink. No, put it again. It's cool to go out and party, but it's not cool to make it a necessary part of existence.
Word.
Willie Nelson smokes weed. Snoop Dogg smokes weed.
Yeah.
This and that. But it's no disrespect to the people who don't. The way it's being presented now is, man, for me to be down with this hip hop thing, I need to know you don't need to do nothing. I was naive because in 1988, Chuck D, a Public Enemy, said, I never got high a day in my life. And I did a double take and said, why the hell you so dope on the mic? So even me, I thought you had to drink and smoke to be down with
Like an
this hip hop
unspoken
thing.
thing, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Chuck never got high a day in his life, and he got the best flow, best delivery, and best voice in the whole history of damn hip hop. But we never wanted to glorify violence. We never wanted to glorify drug use.
Yeah.
Well, people get high and people drink, but we didn't want being an addict to be an acceptable part of our existence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I drunk more 40s than that. I drunk a case of 40s a day. I put a
40s?
Not 1 or 2 40 ounces. I was drinking a case of 40s a day. I put a refrigerator in the back of my pickup truck, so I didn't have to stop at the grocery stores to get out to get them. So I would always have ice cold 40s with me.
Shit. You ever get pulled over?
That was from, I got pulled over one night drunk as hell, and I think it's because the cops are so happy it was me, they didn't even notice I was drunk. Because it was like, oh shit, DMC, let's take a picture, this and that, boom, bang, and then they let me go. But they didn't pull me over for speeding enough, and they just pulled me over because it was DMC, and I was drunk as hell, so they just wanted the picture. But, Brass Monkey by the Beastie.
Yeah.
Brass Monkey, the funky monkey. That was my rhyme that I had about Old English. It used to go, before they got it, it used to go, I got this rhyme that's more than real. When you drink Old English, here's how you feel. You reach in the freezer for a 40 ounce or a 32 ounce, because remember you had the 40s and you had the 32 ounce bottles. Got this rhyme that's more than real. When you drink Old English, here's how you feel. You reach in the freezer for a 40 ounce or a 32 ounce, whichever counts. You fill each bottle for the one that's cold. It's gotta be cold when you drink it, oh gold, but you might get the one that's hot. You gotta get it hot, that's all they've got. $1.59, that's how much it used to cost back then. $1.59, that is the price. That's not too much if you want to get nice. You pay your money, you walk out the door, then you say to yourself, I'm gonna remember that store. You look around for a place to stand with a quarter Old English inside your hand. You crack the cork, you put it to your lip, you tilt it slightly, and you take a sip. Now by now you should know the deal. That run sip you already feel. You feeling bold, you try to guzzle, you finish it off, cause it ain't no puzzle. You throw it, let it break, then you start to laugh. And you go to your friend, yo, you got $1.50? And you go get another one. So I had all of these rhymes. Rockbox.
Yeah.
My Rockbox routine was a rhyme I had about weed.
Really?
Wheeling, dealing, you got it from the feeling, rock from the floor up to the ceiling, and moving, you groove it. No, it originally went, wheeling, dealing, you got a funny feeling, you tried to smoke that sense a million, you tried your best to smoke that sense, and you bust your motherfucking chest, yeah.
No way. Yo,
a lot of my rhymes.
Rockbox is one of my favorite joints.
Yeah, a lot of my rhymes. King of Rock, Rockbox, Jam Master J, not Suck MCs I wrote because I graduated from high school and made it to St. John's University, so I wrote a rhyme about it. But once Run put me in the group, a lot of my rhymes was stuff that I had because I wanted to battle all the rap groups and all the rappers by myself.
Yeah.
When I did Jam Master J, well, live as can be, never singing the blues. Got to tell y'all all the good news. The good news is that there is a crew, not 5, not 4, not 3, just 2. That was my battle rhyme, the Furious 5, Cold Crush 4, and the Treacherous 3 by myself. So I had, and all I did was write rhymes. I wrote rhymes, not for records. I wrote rhymes because I like writing rhymes.
Yeah.
So Run put me in the group. That's why I was like writing the rhymes. Even all through, like after Raising Hell, when Rakim and Big Daddy Kane and Cool G Rap came out, I had rhymes that would make God leave heaven that I never got to use. Because I was just writing because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or the Big Daddy Kane, he's rhyming like that. I got harder rhymes than that. But a lot of our stuff was made specifically for, you know, through Russell, the Run DMC albums. Like I said, there was the good things that we didn't talk about, gunshots, and like my thing was, if there's beef, I knock out teeth. I don't need a gun. Like that's what made the dudes in the hood was like, DMC's hard, man. He's knocking out teeth and he's cutting the head off the devil. Like I went above and beyond and stuff like that. But I had all of that stuff, gunshots and gaps, where it's at. I'm Darryl Mack, you know what I'm saying? I had all of that, but that wasn't me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we never wanted to put those, we never wanted to present in a negative scenario images, ideas, and concepts that people would perceive as cool. You know what I'm saying? Like to the hip hop now, you don't need to get high, you don't need tattoos.
No.
You know what I'm saying? You
I don't
need
have a single tattoo on my
Yeah, you don't need to curse, you don't need a posse. Like I show up to a place and people ask me, where's your posse? I said, no, it's just me and my friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we didn't want to put any unnecessary requirements on the audience.
Yeah.
Which happens now, like, you know, in hip hop, you know, even with gangster rap, they was rhyming about all of these gangsters, but real gangsters don't put their business
in the records.
You ain't telling I shot this and I did, I moved coke and shit. You know, real gangsters ain't doing that. So
and the
that's
ones
why
that haven't gone to prison.
Exactly. And when I go to jails, I go to speak to kids in detention centers and stuff like that. I go to speak to dudes that's doing life. And they say, yo, we was happy hip hop didn't save me, it came after me. But it saved my little sister. It saved my brother and son. Because he said, y'all came and y'all gave our streets alternatives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hip hop didn't just create rappers. It created journalists such as yourselves, designers. Like, if you can't rap, if you can't DJ, if you can't breakdance, if you can't do graffiti, hip hop showed you could be a designer, you could be a writer, playwrights, journalists, book writers, artists, sneaker designers, painters, sculptors, teachers, educators, storytellers. Hip hop gave us creative, artistic presentation alternatives. Yeah. And that was the whole, you know, the early hip hop groups were street gangs who stopped street fighting and started battling via breakdancing, rap,
wasn't like
battles.
The Zulu? Wasn't that the
Zulu Nation was the Black Spades.
Yeah.
One of the biggest street gangs in New York, but they started breakdance competition, rhyme competition, DJ competition, and graffiti art. Yo, what you got? Watch me, watch it. So that took away from us destroying each other and building up each other. Yeah. So when Run DMC came along, that was one of our main things to present power in a positive way.
That's, yeah, man. And I feel like, personally myself, I feel like hip hop is far too gone past that point now. It's like
it's all entertainment now.
Yeah,
which is nothing matter with it. But you know, when you look at rock, and when you look at jazz, and when you look at the blues, they never lose their roots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the rock songs is dealing with emotions, political, social issues, and love, and all of that stuff. But they never exclude that. Now that has been excluded in our music, which is why we don't have a relief of crime, ignorance, illiteracy. Because right now, in entertainment, it's cool to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Because they're going to give you money to be an asshole.
Yeah.
But they don't want to give the person that's not an asshole the same money to be present so that they can show people something else. You could be illiterate, you could be asshole, you could be disrespectful, you could be a fool. Look at America's president.
Yeah.
That's telling you what is the mentality
and the agenda
of the majority of people in that country.
Yeah.
Listen to the music. Look at some of the entertainment. A lot of the entertainment shows that can be funny, can be educational, but still be entertaining don't exist no more.
Yeah.
Now you got all of these reality shows with grown people acting like little kids. So the little kids is looking at the adults saying, I guess I can do what I want to do because look at the fools.
Yeah.
There was a time when What was going on in the men's locker room stayed between us. But Hollywood will take our thing and throw it to the masses, not even mess with us, and let some other knucklehead do it just so they can gain from it. And that's why we have so much division. You know what I'm saying? Hip-hop was the one thing that brought, like, go to a hip-hop show, see the diversity of the nationalities and the different countries and the different races and religions. You know what I'm saying? And prior to hip-hop doing that, you know, all the rock music that we sample, all our inspirations coming from Aerosmith and Queen and the Stones and James Brown and Parliament Funkadelic. Hip-hop was all of those things at once.
Yeah.
The Beastie Boys was a punk group that was making hip-hop songs. Eminem was this white dude from Detroit that was like better than Jay-Z. And we all existed in that. Now, it's not that the music has been dumbed down, it's the expectations of the individual has been
dumbed way down.
All you ain't gotta do, just keep doing that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And the thing is too, because if you think about it, like, there's no bigger threat to corporate America than if you had a bunch of Chuck D's and down productions and Public Enemies.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And Run DMC's pushing out positive influences to the large market, and those people were thinking it was cool.
Exactly. No, they want to keep us killing each other. They want to keep us not advancing. They want to keep us where we're at, and they want to keep us divided and separated, and they want to take all our money. They're afraid of unity. They're afraid of a group that looks like Migos talking like KRS-One.
Yeah.
They're afraid of a guy that looks like Lil Wayne rapping like Zach for Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
Why? Because then you're going to have change, and then you're going to have improvement, and then you're going to have good people in control.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And the more brain they spark too, the more people you have thinking similar, and the more
exactly.
people that are going to look at things in the same.
Let's let them keep getting high, and let them keep fighting. You know, let them, like I just read something last week. If we stop buying, and I'm talking about everybody that's in the hip-hop culture.
Yeah.
If we stopped buying Louis Vuitton and Tom Ford and all the stuff the so-called people that made it buy, and invest those same dollars into our upcoming local designers and people creating product, in 1 year, those people would be right next to a Louis.
Get out of here, eh?
Think about it. See, people always say, no, because you do this.
People think they have no power, but the strongest power is boycott.
Exactly. Yo, we're not buying no more Louis. We're not buying no more
Calvin Klein's no friend
all of
of
that,
mine.
like,
Don't want to see his name on my behind.
Like, it's crazy. Let's invest into our own talented creators so that their $50 thing can one day be worth $15,000 that the Louis guy comes by.
Yeah.
See, we don't think like that. I always tell people now.
And these guys don't care about the urban community either.
I know, because they got it already. But we could go above and beyond that.
Yeah.
Think about that. We can go above and beyond that. Like, you know, like for instance, let's say, why can't there be a rock and roll dude and a punk dude and a hip hop guy that start a new car company? Now, thinking like me, my generation from 35 years ago, everybody that came up with me now are all grown.
Yeah.
They're all in positions of power. They're all managers, CEOs, office workers, and leaders. And the people that we influence now, those younger people, those white Jewish kids that love Run DMC and the Beastie, we all in those positions. If 10 or 20 of those people got together, we can, in 30 years, have an auto company that is rivaling Ford and Toyota.
Yeah.
But we don't believe in ourselves. We believe in everything outside of ourselves.
Yeah.
What was the thing that changed
put.
hip-hop? We believed in ourselves. And think about it like this. I think it was Killer Mike said. He said, the old school generation was so influential because when we took pictures, we had gold chains on and diamonds and Rolls Royces behind us. We never did this. We didn't point at the cars.
Yeah.
Pointed at us. It's about me.
Yeah.
People's self-esteem now. Look at these guys now when they do their pictures now. They go, and they do people.
It's about the material they
There
have.
they go.
See, this is why
They
you
can
believe
flex
I'm
the
cool.
belt,
Yeah.
the Gucci thing. When we used to do this, we used to do this. Or we used to go point at J, motherfuckers. Not even me and Run, J, motherfucker. That's missing right now. How much value is in that? You know what I'm saying? But now, we're doing this, we're giving all that money to Rolex. You know what I'm saying? I want Tim Armstrong from Rancid to start a watch company.
Yeah.
I'll pay $30,000 for his watch. You know, and just because of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
So that's corporate America's biggest fear of somebody with purpose.
Yeah.
Think about that.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Purpose is a scary thing.
Yeah. It is. Well, to them, at least.
Oh, for sure. Because now, that being said, corporate America got to understand something. Like, when you look at sports, the level of sports, because of the talent, the physical abilities, changes from generation to generation. But tradition and standards keep things correct.
Yeah.
If I played for your team, baseball, basketball, football, soccer, whatever, I retire now. You're going to bring me in to work in player personnel, management,
Yeah.
training, or even on the business end. In music, okay, so, you know, L.A. Reid or Jimmy Iovine signed all these bands under his thing. But when we get kicked, when we don't do what we're supposed to do, okay, it's not working out no more, we're dropping you from a label.
Yeah.
So now you're free. And then, you know, a year later I hear, oh, they fired L.A. Reid or Jimmy Iovine is leaving and they gave him a $100 million bonus. What the fuck did he do?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that when a band gets dropped from a label, they were successful, but now, you know, they drop you, they get rid of you. We should get a severance thing too.
Yeah.
Think about it, that's never happened in music.
No, that's actually a
Think
very
about
valid
it.
point.
Nobody sees that. See, I'm going to say that stuff.
Yeah.
Because we did it together. So what I'm trying to say is, all right, I played for the Miami Heat. I'm retired right now. Dwayne Wade's going to get a job there. Magic's going to get a job there. Music? Motherfucker, we built Def Jam.
Yeah.
So DMC, with all this new stuff that I don't understand, but I should be there with the guy from that generation. He should be there with me so we can do what we did years ago.
Yeah.
Right now, our music ain't doing what it's doing years ago.
No, not at all.
Because everybody was making money. Everybody was evolving. Now it's just a bunch of motherfuckers, everybody's doing the same thing.
It's a popularity contest now.
Right, exactly. Everybody's participating. For us, even though Run DMC was that incredible, LL,
Yeah.
Public Enemy, Big Daddy Kane, Coogee Rap, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, we was all rising. Now we're stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
That's because Chuck D always talks about that, the standards. Having a standard is not cool anymore. Having a standard is what makes everything great.
Yeah.
That's why, like, my DJ, St. Louis, he's on the radio, so he got to play everything. He said, we used to be excited about what was happening. Now it's, okay, who's here this week? Who the hell is that? Oh, he's doing the same thing. You got a bunch of people doing the same thing. Like, even though Run DMC was the king of rock, we was not doing what Tribe was doing.
You was not doing what anybody was doing.
You know what I'm saying? We wasn't doing what L was doing. L wasn't doing what we was doing.
That's a thought
We
I
wasn't
had,
doing
too.
what Public Enemy was doing. What Public Enemy ain't doing what Eric B. and Rakim. But Eric B. and Rakim ain't doing what Coogee Rap and Bolo's doing. So that's what made it. It's crazy right now. So imagine if we took that mindset of the way we create into the business level, everybody would be trillionaires.
Yeah.
And nobody would, but more importantly, what I'm trying to say is nobody should be lacking anything, and our music should still be interesting.
Well, the thing too,
I think hip hop is the biggest, it's overtaken rock and roll
Yeah.
as
It
the
actually
number
just
one
did, yeah.
most popular used, but it sucks.
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it real. Hip hop sucks like disco. Remember the saying in the 70s, disco sucks? Disco got to the point where it started to suck.
Yeah.
And then hip hop and punk came along.
And they
You know what I'm saying?
took the same mold that they used to pimp out.
Remember,
that
glam
music.
rock was the thing.
Yep.
All the glam bands, but then Nirvana came. No, Guns N' Roses came along.
Yeah.
And then Nirvana came, and then Alice in Chains. We don't have that right now. But that being said, everything is pop now. Popular entertainment.
Yeah.
Create it, mold it, control it. You know what I'm saying? There's no like, yo, we don't do this no more in hip hop. Yo, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? That don't happen no more.
No.
You know, we get our exceptions, yo. Chance the Rapper is great, yo. Breath for Kendrick.
Yeah.
Breath of fresh air. But it's not Kendrick comes, but then, yo, Kendrick's all right, but these three other, we don't get that. This dude come here, Kendrick's all right, but what about this dude?
You get like one kind of dude or a couple dudes
For
a
that,
generation
yeah,
to
man.
kind of make you feel like you have a
We
selection
had a
of good
generation.
artists.
Yeah,
you know what
we
I
had
mean?
a generation. Like I said, check this out. Run DMC, LL Cool J, the Beastie Boys, Public Enemy, EPMD, Eric B. and Rakim, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and NWA. All at one time, every day for your brain. We don't get that no more right now.
I feel like '94 was the last year you ever got that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you had like your Nas, your Wu-Tang, you had Biggie debut album.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
You know, that was the last time in hip hop.
In that, you see Pharoah Monch.
Yeah.
Now, but the beautiful thing is all these
And you guys were all still around doing your thing in '94 too.
They
So
was
you
putting
still
us on.
had those guys.
Those guys would say they were
and the newcomers were still fresh. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and even all the sound coming out the Dirty South was.
All right. So with that being said, actually too, you had brought up the man Chuck D, and I'm not sure if this is something I should be even asking you in the interview, but just for the fact that I heard you mention it before we started, you and Chuck D want to start doing hip hop festivals?
Yes, we talked about it for the last 2 years, and we're at a point now, 40 years of hip hop right now.
You got it. Like
44 years of hip hop.
I think when Rock started doing festivals and stuff, they had about 40 years
so
in.
now we're at that point where we can start doing a festival, and it can start with when you look at, I remember Guns N' Roses was opening for Aerosmith.
Yeah.
And you could go see ZZ Top with Metallica, or you could go see in jazz. You could go see Winston Marsalis with the jazz dude from the '70s.
Yeah.
They keep the whole spectrum going. Hip hop now is at a point where you could do a festival. Friday, Saturday, it could be 3 days because
Yeah.
there's so much. The first Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. Kool Herc's going on.
Yeah.
And then Theodore's gonna come on, and then his crew from the Jazzy Five is gonna come out and do what they did. And then Mo D's gonna come on with the Treacherous Three, and then go into his solo career stuff.
Yeah.
And then Run DMC's gonna come on, and then L's gonna come on, and Big Daddy Kane's going, and then the Woo's gonna come on, and then my Saturday now, 10 p.m. Woo.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, Nas is headlining, and in the midst of there, you can have your Pharoah Monches and your Slick Ricks, and even the one-hit wonder guys, Joski Love and the Pee Wee Herman, everything of hip hop. We're at that point where all of the historical, relevant, important acts and groups in hip hop, we at that point now.
Yeah.
We can do it right now.
That'd
Look
be
at the Who.
genius, too.
The Who, Aerosmith, the Stones, Tom Petty, Neil, all those guys, and Paul McCartney does his tour. So hip hop needs what every genre has. Not us going to Coachella and not us going to, but you can still do that.
Yeah.
But we need an all-in, controlled, our festival.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on right now. I think what's going to lead me up to do it is my new album is a festival in itself.
But you got what, Tim Armstrong on
I got
it?
Tim Armstrong from
Travis
Rancid,
Barker.
Rome from Sublime.
You got Rome
Travis,
too,
yeah,
eh?
Rome from
Oh, wow.
Sublime. Travis Barker, Sebastian Bach from Skid Row.
Whoa.
Joan Jett.
Some 41?
Sammy Hagar. Some 41.
Aren't they Canadian?
Yeah, they from here. Yeah, big shout out. Yep, we're making that record. Yeah. 2 years ago, I performed with them on their first show back in the continental United States.
Oh, wow.
And we did King of Rock
Oh,
with Some 41. So that lineup right there is a show in itself.
Yeah.
The name of my new record is Dynamic Musical Collaborations. was me collaborating with all these, you know, Jones Jet, the Some Funny One,
Different genres.
Chuck D, a Public Enemy.
Oh, Chuck's on it.
Yeah, it's me and Chuck D with a band from Montreal, Canada called Slaves on Dope. Jason Rockman from Charm Radio.
Okay.
It's his band, Slaves on Dope. So that's going to be a festival that we're going to do. But now me and Chuck, we just want to, and you know, the good thing about the hip hop show is we can bring in Blink 182. We can bring in Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
We can bring in Sublime. We can bring in House of Pain. We can bring in Be Real in them. Cypress Hill. You can bring in the BCs, you know. So all of that, that's what we're working to now. Because now we're at a point where we've been here for now, we're established, and we all mature. But also, man, reason why me and Chuck really want to do it, we want to put a foot in the ass of all these young dudes thinking that just because we're 40 and 50 years old, we ain't hip hop no more.
Yeah. Well, that actually...
That's the ageism in hip hop is ridiculous.
That shit, yeah, that's... I don't even comprehend that.
Ridiculous.
I remember when I was coming up, you had to pay your dues. You had to do your research and pay your homage to even step your foot into hip hop. You know what I mean? And nowadays,
now you just get a free pass because you got your
disregarding.
You have
history.
a mixtape and you got your shit on the radio and you got a video out. Now you're in the business. That don't mean nothing.
No, it's like dudes like
that
who
means
was it? Lil
nothing.
Yachty who couldn't recite a Biggie song or five
crazy.
Biggie songs, Pac songs. But
That's
actually, you being another Queens representative, I wanted to ask you this as well.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about the Lonzo Ball comments about Nas? Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Because that's right on par with what we're talking about. But
that was like me saying nobody listens to Led Zeppelin anymore.
That's not rock.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
That's absolutely...
And then to use examples like Future and Migos as well as what you're saying, this is what hip hop is now. It's like, or this is real hip hop.
Oh my goodness, that was totally, you know what? He didn't know no better.
That's what anybody who's mature enough will say.
He didn't know no better. He did not know no better.
But that's like, it's blasphemous.
Ain't nobody in this current generation better than Kool G Rap.
Yeah, and Kool G Rap is the father of Nas's style.
Yes. Now, that being said, I can never critique another person's creativity, but even when we made silly, stupid records, we made good, silly, stupid records.
I agree with that.
There's crap, like, nobody's honest anymore.
Yeah.
Bullshit is bullshit. Motherfuckers is getting paid for bullshit, nothing wrong with it. But it's still bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Think about it, it's still with Luke, 2 Live Crew, NWA. We had our raunchy sexes. What, Akinyele?
Yeah.
Remember Akinyele, X-rated rap? But that shit was good. It's put together sensible. It made sense. You can understand it, this and that. Now, that being said, what they're doing, Kool Chief, me and Kool Keith is making a record.
Get out of here.
Manager wanted to come to the Detroit show.
Oh, word.
So his manager wanted to bring his son. So Kool Keith, he hits me. We've been talking on and off, and we always see each other in airports. So this conversation was probably going on for like 7 years.
Holy shit.
So he hits me and says, yo, D, I know you're playing Detroit. My manager wants to come and bring his son. And he goes, I didn't forget about this record. So it's perfect timing because I'm actually in the process of making this record. So it's going to be an honor to get Kool Keith on it. So that's what I'm saying. We had all of those elements, but everything these artists was doing was good. Like, the term gangster rap is irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's just dudes rapping about certain gangster social situations.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was Talib Kweli or I think it was Talib or Mos Def. They got upset. What the fuck you mean, backpack rapper? I'm just a rapper. I'm an MC that made a record about the society.
Yeah.
But people like to categorize it. So when I categorize something, for example, to me, if I had to say what was the best gangster rap record, Mom Playing Tricks on Me by the Ghetto Boys. Why? Because they wasn't saying I'm cool because I'm shooting and selling drugs and I'm loped out. Scarface was saying, at night I can't sleep. Lord help me, I don't want this. Like, so there was emotion in
a
it.
four-cornered room staring at
right,
candles.
yeah, right. and now I can't sleep. I toss and turn. I'm in church with the Bible.
Yeah.
Willie D was paranoid. He was about to shoot some old ladies.
Yeah.
No gangsters and none of these drug dealers want to do that. They doing it, but it's not. They want something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bushwick Bill, fuck, I'm not even beating nobody.
Beating on the
So that was a
concrete.
true revelation. Like, you know, like even when I was growing up, none of the drug dealers walking around saying I'm a drug dealer. That was a cool thing.
Yeah.
The whole neighborhood knew, and nobody said nothing. But they didn't walk around like it was a cool thing to do. They had respect for the legit people and this and that. And the real gangsters do this. Nah, man, you don't live this life. You go on places.
Yeah.
You could go to college, or you could go be an actor, this and that. Not forget about good stuff, come join this. That's the turnaround of hip hop. So my playing Tricks on Me was a good record about the lifestyle. NWA gave you what it was.
Yeah.
Ice Cube left NWA, went to New York, hooked up with the Bomb Squad, made America's Most Wanted, and explained what was behind all these things. So now, these guys are popular, their music's in the club and stuff like that, but what is it doing for all your audience?
It's nothing. It's disposable.
What is it doing for all your audience? Like, now it's this at a concert. Oh, there we go. Yeah, just singing along with the lyric, but then when you leave there, you're not sitting down with that lyric, oh shoot, something just happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was the difference in the presentation and the representation of it. So that being said, I can't critique, because look, every generation has its music that everybody hates.
Yeah.
Every generation does. You know what I'm saying? Has it. Damn, man, that's the most stupidest thing that I ever heard. Every generation has that. So for Lonzo to say that, the people that he like now won't be relevant in 10 years.
That's what I always say
They're gonna
too.
talk about Nas forever.
That's what I always say too.
May not be popular, may not be on the radio, may not be sitting there
but
next
you'll
to
still
Lil
be a
Yachty.
legend.
Right. Everybody else that came up and made money off the business of hip hop is doing something else right now.
Yeah.
Nas can go perform until he's 80 like Willie Nelson.
Yeah. And that's actually
People's
one.
kids who listen to Yachty will be 50 years old able to listen to Nas coming home from work.
Yeah. And that's one thing I always say too, is like what a lot of people, when I get in debates with people, I say, if you look at these artists nowadays who are popular, they're, put it this way, back in the day, MC Hammer was the best-selling rapper of the year.
Ever.
Vanilla Ice was the best-selling rapper of the year.
Ever.
You know what I mean? These guys aren't even talked about in a conversation of hip-hop
Ever.
anymore, unless it's like, you're clowning them, and no disrespect to either of the two. But you know what I mean? That's the thing.
Oh, for sure.
So it's like that now hip-hop, instead of there being the odd guy who sells hit records and won't be remembered in 10 years, now you just have a whole it's almost completely taken over the genre.
Yeah.
But they still have the same quality to their music.
Oh, for sure.
So
Oh, for sure.
they're still gonna, in my opinion, be looked at in the same way when time prevails.
Oh, for sure, right? Exactly.
You know,
Oh, for sure.
people remember Kendrick, they'll remember J. Cole,
Exactly.
they'll remember the few exceptions
Yeah.
of today's genre, but
For
a lot of
sure.
these other cats are just gonna be a bunch of Ice
Yeah,
Ice
remember
babies.
that when that came out? Exactly.
Yeah. That's
Right,
the way
exactly.
I see it, man.
You're 100% right.
And
Because you can throw on Illmatic right now and be like, what the hell? Exactly.
You never that's like front
It
to
can't
back,
be
one of the best albums
duplicated.
ever.
Often imitated, but
Speaking
never
of that,
duplicated.
Jay-Z's new album's fire though.
Yes, it is. Very
I like
good.
that. It's like
It's
it might be
very
his
good.
best front to back piece of work.
Oh, wow.
I think like
Okay,
cohesively
no.
beside maybe Reasonable
Yeah,
Doubt and
because other
Black
songs
album.
had 3 or 4 that you like, yeah.
Yeah, but like
You're talking about a complete album.
yeah, like front to back, it
I
might
wish albums would come back right now.
be. That's why I was so excited with him. Like it was a
it was an
cohesive album
album.
again. It's like yeah, I was so surprised enough to
Right,
skip
now
any
we're just
tracks.
a popular hit with the guest star.
Yeah. It's crazy, but anyway, speaking of albums, we talked a little bit about your dynamic music collaboration album you got coming out, but you also have an EP that's dropping in November as well, right?
Yeah, for
The
Record
Back from the
Store
Dead.
Day. I wanted to do something for Record Store Day. And I'm putting out a 4-song EP, 4 songs. It's very powerful too. I got a song called Flames, produced by John Moyer, the
Yeah.
bass player from Disturbed.
Oh,
I did a duet with Miles Kennedy.
okay.
The name of the record is Flames, and we're talking about all the shootings that's been going on in America.
Yeah.
The funny joke is it took two white guys that have enough courage to come do a record about all the shootings going on in America. So that's coming out, produced by John Moyer, which he's a phenomenal producer. When the people of this record, the other record is High and Low, produced by Jared Lee Gosselin, who produced Macy Gray, D12. Yeah, great producer. It's me in Rome from Sublime.
Oh, word.
And the High and Low record is about all the young homeless people in every city. The kids are sleeping in the benches and in the shelters and all of that. About the foster kids and all the orphans. The young people who are not underprivileged, they just don't get given opportunities. So all of them are a number now. They're either a number in the morgue, they're either a number in the at social services, or they're either a number in jail.
Yeah.
But outside of being those numbers, these are the kids that are sitting right out here by the church. The other day I walked to the mall right out here. The homeless shelter, they have a homeless thing right by the church in the mall.
Yeah.
Homeless place where they can go eat. And I'm looking, I'm like, man, these kids must be 18, 19, 20 years old or whatever. So we did a song about them, and Rome was incredible. It's one of my favorite records on the album because it's about something that's happening right now. He comes in the studio. All right, what's the subject matter? All right, turn the mic on. Drops his lyrics, does all the choruses and all the melodies and all the background in like 20 minutes.
Get out of here.
Right, when you listen to the record High and Low, I'm gonna make sure I send it to you today in V3.
Okay, dope.
Everything that you hear on the record, he did in like 20 minutes.
That's
and then
crazy.
I'll see you when the video's coming out. And the other record is called Coming Like a Rhino. That's the record with Slaves on Dope from Montreal.
Yep.
Metal band, rock band from Montreal. But me and Chuck D. And Chuck D had a famous verse. Hardcore, coming like a rhino. On stereo, on wax, yes, I'm talking about vinyl. So the chorus is coming like a rhino. So it's me and Chuck D. And my verse is, you can search all you want to, but you will never find no weakness or softness. I'm coming like a rhino. Me and Chuck D, we're in the hard rhyme zone. Add SOD, Slaves on Dope, and you will get your mind blown.
Shit.
What I say, there's a legend about a man named Darryl McDaniels. He's the baddest man alive. You can try every weapon that any man can use. DMC will survive. He's the voice of God, indestructible. His soul is incorruptible. Supernatural sounds that can't be killed. Prophecies filled now. It's time to get ill.
Yo.
So we got that record. And then there's a record with me and my band, Run D.M.C, Darryl's music company. Female drummer, Veronica Bellino. She played with Jeff Beck, Richie Sambora. Yeah, she's really good. She's not a good female drummer. She's a good drummer in general that just happens to be a girl. So it's her on drums, my guitar guy Rich, my bass guy Dave, and my DJ that's performing here with me tonight in a hip hop session, DJ Charlie Chan. What we do with my band is we do all the Run DMC catalog live.
Oh yeah?
Rockbox, King of Rock, even Suck MC gets a riff.
Really?
We have a bunch of new songs that we did. We do a lot of our songs are very social, political, dealing with leadership, and not even like Trump winning made me notice something. We don't need to vote for all these senators and all these representatives that's been here all these years.
Yeah.
Now we can say, you know what? I want my grandmother to run the world because she's gonna make the right decisions. So me and my band, we got a record called Back from the Dead. And how the whole EP came about was 2 years ago I was at a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And Tony Moore, one of the original Walking Dead artists from the graphic novel Walking Dead, the real dude.
Yeah.
He came up to me at the end of the convention. He handed me a drawing. I just did this for you because my table was here. His was over there. He was very nice. Hey, DMC, yo, I grew up with you. This and I feel like I know you, whatever. So at the end of the con, he gives me a picture. It was me with the glasses on, the Run DMC hat, the gold chain, and the leather as a zombie.
Oh, say a word, eh?
So when we was putting EP together, a Carl Kruger from Looney Tunes Records, Brookvale Records in Long Island, who I'm doing it with his vinyl record store, he was like, yo, we need an image for Back from the Dead. I got the perfect one. And the cool thing about it, it's going to be a vinyl album cover, you know, it's going to be an album cover. My zombie image is the front, but when you flip it, it's going to be a flip cover. You'll see that me is now.
Oh, word.
So it's cool. So we put that together because I wanted to give people a taste of what the album was going to be about. Like I said, that's just a preview leading up to the full album. Sammy Hagar, Joan Jett, Sebastian Bach, Tim Armstrong. It's a fun album. And for people that think that there's not going to be hip hop on here, I've been doing a song with Chance the Rapper.
Word.
So we can show that this generation can work with the old generation.
Yeah.
It's all relevant.
Yo, that's dope.
Yeah, and the song is called Give Me a Chance. I can change the world if you give me the chance. Make it better for the girls if you give me a chance. Make it cool for the dudes if you give me the chance. I could build a better school if you give me the chance. I could stop a war if you give me the chance. Feed the hungry and the poor if you give me the chance.
Yo.
I could make you dance if you give me the chance. What I'm gonna do for all of you is give you a real chance, and then Chance gonna come with a rhyme.
Yo.
For his generation.
That's dope.
But here's the icing on the cake. DJ Premier. I've known him for 40 years.
Yeah.
We did shows together, did interviews together, so we never worked together. DJ Premier is producing this
No.
album. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
So I can't wait to see what he comes up with. We never worked together in all these years of hip hop.
Yo. Primo's my favorite.
Yeah.
Legit
And
my
a guy
favorite.
that Primo worked with, Bumpy Knuckles.
Freddie Fox.
He produced 2 rock songs on this album.
Really?
See, everybody, Freddie, because you know he's been around the best. He worked with Preem, the best. He spits with the greatest. He's great lyricist, great hip hop dude.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant rock guy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we got this song called "It's All Good" that we're doing a short film for, and this other song called dang, what's the name of the song? "Don't Get It Twisted." You know, Freddie's thing is, I hear you talking. Talk all you want, but don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yo.
Sawed off shotgun, hand on a pump. You need to understand why I jam with Bump. Like, it's gonna be crazy.
Yo.
It's me, DMC, in a place to be. Yeah, I went to therapy. Every evil entity best beware of me. These whack ass rappers can't compare to me. They lucky they could even breathe the same air as me.
Woohoo.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah,
Yo.
Freddie, and it's all rock though. They got the boom bap beat, but it's all rock. Freddie's a great producer. I forgot
That's
that.
crazy.
Yeah, DJ Premier, Freddie Fox, and Chance the Rapper. Because I don't want everybody to think I'm alienating the hip hop thing. I just wanted to do a lot of the rock stuff because, you know, Tricky Walk This Way. You know, Tricky was a rock song.
Yeah.
It was Oh Mickey, You're So Fine. My Sharona was the sample. Sharona. Mary Mary was the Beatles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we always had the rock elements in there.
Actually, speaking of Mary Mary too, this is just a question, but this is literally for one of my homies that we grew up politicking hip hop with. But he thought that, because I know you guys never spoke about, like we talked about earlier, drugs and stuff on records, but he felt like that song was metaphorically a song about weed.
Yeah, no, it was Mary Mary was a song about getting high, sex, and Al Gore's wife, Tipper Gore, starting to wanting to put the labeling on everything. Yeah. So Mary Mary was a creative way to talk about sex as opposed to, you know, the way they do it now.
Yeah.
Bitch, hoe, suck this and this and that. So we sat down and said, let's make a record about getting high. But as opposed to just I smoke and I get high, we had to write a song about it.
Yeah.
One of the things Rick Rubin and Russell and our first producer Larry Smith, they would always challenge us as young people. Because like all of these young guys think that I changed the world when I'm old now and I'm not relevant no more.
Yeah.
But I did what they're now doing and changed the world when I was their age.
Yeah.
So let's compare who's really better. Nas, for Lonzo to say that was way off because, okay, not Nas now.
Yeah.
Nas forever because he's doing what you dudes like now. Look what he did when he was that age.
Yeah.
So you can't compare that. You can only compare it I had a stupid song in '85 that was the same thing like your stupid song. But we did Mary Mary, Tricky. All of these songs had meanings, but we sat down and said, okay, Walk This Way is a song about sex.
Yeah.
It bugs me out, but it's done in a presentable way that until the kid gets to 13,
It starts to
Tricky
pick up lyrics.
starts. I met this little girlie. Her hair was kind of curly. I had to bust it out. I had to leave her early. These girls are really sleazy. Oh, they just think it's sleazy. But since it's how around said it's not that. So it's a groupie thing.
Yeah.
But the kids sing it because it sounds so fun, because it sounds like it's no different from the kid that has a crush on the boy in third grade. It's innocent like that. But yeah, your boy was right.
That's crazy. Because we argued about that too.
No.
Yeah.
Wow,
Toro,
you
got that.
Yeah. And then the monkey sample on there too. Yeah.
Exactly.
That was dope, man.
It was creatively, she's, it's not Mary was cracking Terry. Talk about Mary was always in a hurry. The things she needed wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
She did not need a
But
busted
the
cherry.
cherry.
True and blue, just like a blueberry. Nice sweet girl. So
Yeah.
it was clever. That's the word I was looking for. We made clever records.
Yeah.
At a young age that the older folks was like, yo, this is brilliant. You know what I'm saying? We had the rock dudes respected us more. When we first came out, we had more respect in the white community with the rock stars, because Jet Magazine, Ebony, they thought hip hop's a fad.
Yeah.
This new thing won't be here. But the rock dudes, Bon Jovi, Metallica, Bruce Springsteen, the Ramones,
Yeah.
Lou Reed, Slayer, Pantera, all of these guys was like, these motherfuckers got the balls to call themselves the kings of rock. We like these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They respected us that. So, think about it. Spin Magazine and Rolling Stone gave us the covers. We never had the cover of Jet or Ebony magazine.
Really?
Because they were judging us because we looked like drug dealers.
Yeah.
So instead of listening to the good things we were saying and the clever things we were saying, it was like, we can't put this on the cover of Image. But now they'll throw the guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now they'll throw.
It's a double standard, man.
That's crazy. And actually, you speaking of that, what you just said too, I was curious, what is your biggest accolade you've ever received from another musician? Like the most, like,
Oh, wow.
that you're just like, wow, like this guy appreciates my music, or like,
Oh, wow. Axl Rose telling me
that fill up? Sorry, you can continue. We're still on there anyway.
Axl Rose telling me, you have no idea who you are and what you did. It was in the Sebastian's unbox session. We was making a record. Sebastian finished all his vocal, one of the best singers ever.
Yeah.
One of the greatest minds in the studio. Knows the board, knows the mics, knows the equipment, knows the wiring, knows the buttons and all of that. We finished the record. He said, I'm gonna call my best friend. Gets on the phone. Yo, I'm in the studio with DMC. No, dude. No, I'm serious. Here, you talk to him. I get on the phone. Hey, voice goes, yo, who the fuck is this? I go, it's DMC. Yo, I'm sorry, man. This is Axl Rose, man. I ain't believe Sebastian was in there with you, man. Do you have any idea of who you are? Imagine a movie. I'm Darryl, man. No. Do you have any? He said, y'all dudes changed music, but you also changed the world. Tim Armstrong, same thing. Yo, y'all guys, no. Y'all changed. Like something happened. So that's like, whoa. That's like crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's all like, there was a show on TV with the comedian dude that used to have a late night talk show, from the London guy. I forgot it. He does the game now, charades now. What's that guy name? He's dark skinned hair. He has black hair. But make a long story short, there was a show on TV a year ago, and it was Lars from Metallica, and two other phenomenal musicians on there. And the category was, who are the four greatest music people in history? And they started with like 8 or 9, and it got down to Run DMC, the Beatles, Nirvana, Black Sabbath, and somebody else. And they had to kick somebody off, and they had to put in order the number 4. And on this show, Lars said, nah, the order, the other guy had it differently. We was in there, but Lars said, nah, it's gotta go Beatles, Run DMC, Nirvana, and Sabbath or something. So what I'm trying to say, each poll, each thing will differ, but for us to be in the top 5 is crazy.
That's insane.
That's insane.
But you know what? It's true too, man. Because like this is actually a thought I was having on my way here. But like Kid Rock is credited as saying before Run DMC there was nothing. And even aside from him, if you think about all the different people you guys influenced in hip hop, the music that wouldn't exist today, and then even aside from that, the connections you guys established to help other people in the game, even like look at JMJ alone, Onyx, 50 Cent, like. Music would not exist the way it does today if it was not for Run DMC.
That's crazy. Limp Bizkit, Korn, Rage, all of those dudes, because of y'all. That's crazy.
It's insane, man.
That's crazy. But see, now I can sit back and say, for me, it was because of, when I was a kid, I cared nothing about soul music.
Yeah.
So I wasn't into the Jackson 5, James Brown, Marvin Gaye, Ike and Tina Turner, like my parents' music. I wasn't into, Marvin Gaye. What's the other guy named? The Isley Brothers. Aretha Franklin. All that soul, Jackson. I wasn't into that. When I was growing up, I was into the Doobie Brothers.
Oh, word.
Harry Chapin. AC/DC, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Because when those records came on, even Elton John. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, who is this motherfucker that plays the piano? Benny and the Jets. What else? Harry Chapin, folk music.
I was actually going to ask about that because Harry Chapin's one of my dad's favorite artists.
I did a song.
I know you did. I wanted to ask about that, but now it makes sense. I was going to ask what your influence was, but clearly you grew up on him.
What had happened was, when I was a little kid, every time that record came on, I would stop, man. Child is born just the other day. It was just so visual and emotional and this and that. So I always remember that record, and I couldn't understand why I'm loving it. Fast forward, when I was 35 years old, I found out that I was adopted.
Yeah.
Now that's crazy. And everybody knew. My mother and father knew, all my cousins knew, all my teachers knew, everybody in the neighborhood knew.
Everyone knew but you.
Don't let Darryl know he's adopted. That's what they did my whole life. So I found out that a record, and that was depressing. Finding out, now you're fucking gonna tell me? But then I thought about my life. And the Harry Chapin record was the song about a father who had no time for his kid. So I had all this time, so 3 years earlier than that, I had heard Sarah McLachlan's Angel.
Yeah.
And that song, I heard Sarah McLachlan's Angel in 96. For one whole year, all I did was listen to Sarah McLachlan songs.
Really?
It was the only thing on earth that made me feel good. Then at the end of that year, I got to meet her. And what had happened was, I got to meet her, and I said, Miss McLachlan, the name of the song is Angel. You sound like an angel. People say you're an angel, but you're not an angel to me, you're God. I listen to your records every day, every time when I'm flying, when I'm sleeping, when I'm in the gym, this and that. So she looked at me, she said, thank you for telling me that, Darryl. That's what music is supposed to do. Shakes my hand, walks away. 3 years go by, I found out that I'm adopted. So then it was like, man, that means I got this other mother out there. Why they keep me a secret? But then I said, there's probably a lot of orphans, foster kids, and adopted kids who think it's something wrong with them for being in that situation. But they're involved in a situation that no say so in. So I said, I want to make a record that's going to inspire them the same way Sarah McLachlan's record. I'm going to get Sarah McLachlan to do a record with me. Eric, my manager, thought I was crazy. Get Sarah McLachlan on the phone. I'm going to do a Harry Chapin remix. But the reason what I wanted to do, I wanted to do the Cats in the Cradle story and put my story to it, saying, your situation doesn't define who you are, because look at me. I had no idea I was going to be the third member in Run DMC.
Yeah.
So for all of you, there's always an open, but it was always the rock and the folk rock music. She shook me. Even the Beasties sampled a lot of Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
when the levee
Levee breaks, yeah.
It was an Aerosmith drum beat. Queen. Boom, boom, shine. Boom, boom, shine. Buddy, y'all, boy, make a big noise. It was something very hip-hoppy about those deliveries.
Yeah.
Because, when the early rap music was rappers that like hip-hop.
It's almost disco.
Yeah. The Planet Rock was Soul Sonic Force, Mr. Biggs, Pow Wow, and MC Global. It was something rocky at Planet Rock, even though it was electronic, it was hip hop, it was everything. So what I was trying to say was, it was the rock music that made it easier for me to make records.
Okay.
Because growing up as a kid, hearing all of these records, you know what I'm saying, the Beatles. John Lennon when he went solo.
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Young and Nash. Neil Young.
Neil Young, another Canadian.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, crazy. When I heard that record in Ohio about the shootings at Kent University.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is crazy. That record opens up ill. Go listen to Ohio.
Yeah.
That beat drops. I was like, it was hip hop to me. So all of those elements inspired me to, say, oh man, I remember when it was the 70s and I heard Carrie Chapin. That same feeling could work right now.
Yeah.
And that's why hip hop sampled everything that, you know what I'm saying?
Everything.
In the beginning, we stole everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It all went wrong when Bismarck did the whole album and it didn't clear nothing.
Yeah, the Wonderful World sample.
Yeah, remember that? Because when he put out he was a big hit and everybody wanted to just sample without telling the people you're using their music.
Yeah, and he was the first lawsuit in hip hop, was he not? Yeah.
Because of that, you can use it, but clear them first.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge, man. But the Harry Chapin thing, I found that so interesting when I first seen that. I'm like, what is the chance of that? Like,
that was a record. I mean, old black water, keep on rolling, Mississippi boom, don't you keep on shining on. That record's one of my favorite records ever.
Really, eh?
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
That's awesome, man. All right, what's the time right now? 4:44. All right, we'll get wrapping it up, I guess. You probably got to get going pretty soon, eh?
Our sound check at 5, I think.
At 5?
Yeah, but we could. It's only right around the corner.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll wrap it up then, because that gives you 15 minutes.
Yep.
All right, cool. So I just want to make sure I think we touched on a lot of stuff. I don't want to jump into anything that'll keep you going too long. One last question before we do our very last question we ask everybody. What's a favorite pair of Adidas you have ever owned?
Wow, my favorite pair of Adidas I ever owned. That's a great question. It probably was 1986 when the white Superstars with the green stripe first came out.
Oh yeah?
Because it was a new color.
Yeah.
And it was my white Superstars with the green stripe because the green was the same exact green as my green Kango.
Oh shit.
Because you know how sometimes the color's off
a little off,
bit?
yeah.
These green, the green now that's in Foot Locker and Adidas store, you see the green.
Yeah.
It wasn't that green. It was a dark green, exactly the same green as those green Kangos.
Oh shit, eh?
I tried to make those sneakers, and I brought them in a huff. I think I brought them, I was like in, they was in a store in Minneapolis somewhere.
Yeah.
It was on the Raising Hell tour. And I never saw them anywhere else. And I brought them, and they lasted me until like end of '88.
Really, eh?
So man, when you know you can't wear
them no more.
Fresh no more. Yeah, the green.
You scrubbing them things with a toothbrush after every show.
Yeah, but I made them last 2 years.
Yo,
yeah,
that's awesome.
The green Adidas that I just found on a whim.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's dope, man. And so one last question before we wrap it up. We like to ask every artist we interview this, but you familiar with Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
All right. If you could translate your lyrical style into a Mortal Kombat finishing move, not one from the game, but like something you just make up, what would it do to your opponent?
Wow. If I could, all right. It would totally obliterate them. It would be a punch. It would be a punch to the sternum. that would totally separate the atoms from every physical part of the body. It would separate the brain, separate each atom. I would punch them, and the brain would break up into separate atoms. The flesh, the pancreas, and even the blood would break up. And it wouldn't just be like blood and guts. It would just be like a spray of something that was once there that doesn't exist.
That's probably the best answer I've ever got on that. Salute. DMC is the place to be. Breaking Records Radio. And hopefully next time you're in Toronto,
when I
we
come
got
back,
the
we'll do it
opportunity
again.
to catch back up. There's
You'll
lots
hear
more
about
I'd
it,
love to
definitely.
talk to you about.